And that was Tina Kraus reporting. Our in-depth coverage of the Manchester concert attack continues now. Security is being stepped up across the U.S. despite there being no credible threat to our country.
And tonight we're learning more about the steps being taken to keep local entertainment venues safe. Eyewitness News reporter Steph Machado continues our in-depth coverage now from the Providence mobile newsroom.
The Rhode Island Convention Center and the Dunkin Donuts Center are operated by the same parent company that manages the Manchester arena where this attack happened. Now, the general manager here tells us he's been in conference calls all day, speaking to the company, speaking to folks over in England, making sure that our local venues can be kept safe. Oh my God. Police say the terror that befell concert goers at the Manchester Arena Monday night was caused by a man who blew himself up at the entrance to the stadium.
As we heighten security and tighten the perimeter of our buildings, we push terrorists outside.
The general manager of Providence's big venues, the Convention Center and the Dunkin Donuts Center, says stadiums have increased security so terrorists can't get in, making the outside of the venue a target.
It makes targets around the perimeter much more attractive to a terrorist.
The company that manages the Dunk, SMG, also operates the Manchester Arena where 22 people died and dozens were injured last night. Larry Lepore says the company hopes to learn from what happened.
We will take that intelligence and try to improve security in all our facilities throughout the country, including here in Providence.
In southeastern Mass, the Xfinity Center in Mansfield will open its summer concert season tonight with the rapper Future. Mansfield Police Chief Ron Selin tells Eyewitness News, in the wake of a suspected terrorist bombing at the Manchester Arena, we here at the Mansfield Police Department will be elevating our security posture at the Xfinity Center to better protect the patrons, staff, and public safety personnel. And back here at the Dunk, Larry Lepore points out the next concert here is the Chainsmokers, which is expected to have a similar young crowd that attended the Ariana Grande concert last night. Lepore says they're already improving security for that concert, which is in a couple weeks. And coming up new at 6, we speak to state police about how the public can help. Live in Providence with the Mobile Newsroom, I'm Steph Machado, Eyewitness News.
And we've learned the company that operates the Dunkin Donuts Center in Providence is the same company that operates Manchester Arena.
And today we talked to the general manager of the Dunk and the Rhode Island Convention Center, who tells us they've been in touch with people in England and that they plan to boost security for the next scheduled concert at the Dunk.
We also got in touch with Mansfield Police today. They tell us they're stepping up security at the Xfinity Center, which holds its first summer concert tonight.
Eyewitness News reporter Steph Machado continues our in-depth coverage for you live from the Providence mobile newsroom.
We have plenty of local venues and gathering places similar to the Manchester Arena, so we went to the Rhode Island State Police to ask about keeping people safe, and police told me a lot of it is up to the public.
Oh my God!
When the suspected bomber set off an explosion in Manchester last night, he didn't actually enter the arena.
It's very difficult to actually secure that area, especially with the amount of people that are out there.
Rhode Island State Police Captain Borek says as security increases to get inside certain locations, the outside becomes the target. And that's where it becomes even more important that members of the public report anything suspicious or unusual to police.
If someone goes to a venue, maybe out of character, taking pictures of that venue, maybe leaves a backpack behind, someone just acting suspicious.
Captain Borek says law enforcement has the tools to investigate the credibility of a report, but they need to get that phone call.
If you know something and you don't do anything about it and something happens, how are you going to feel about that? It could be a simple thing that you saw, that you didn't report, that could have made a huge difference.
He says with the rise of homegrown and self-radicalized terrorists, the state police take every single possible threat seriously. And Captain Borek says the Rhode Island State Police are not making any particular changes to security protocols in light of this attack, but he said they always use events like this as examples in training, and he also said there are no viable threats to Rhode Island at this time. Live in Providence with the Mobile Newsroom, I'm Steph Machado, Eyewitness News.